Ladies and gentlemen, gather the family, get some water. It's going to be a long one. Next to me is the DC Don Dada. I am the Marvel Master, and let me tell you, right now we have the Invincible Intern for the recap of Invincible Season 3. Welcome back to Saturday Morning Cartoons. I'm Doug McDoubles. We got Ray McFlurry II in this piece, and we got Brad, the Invincible Master, in this mug. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
You're officially done with Season 3.
Oh, yeah.
We got to give the viewers a warning. Here's your warning. Decrease your volume by 15%. It's a Brad episode.
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
It's a Brad episode.
Turn it
Brad's
down.
first time in the new studio. I didn't realize that's where we're driving over here.
Yeah.
And we're here to talk Invincible Season 3.
Yep.
Invincible Season 3, and I have a lot to say.
Do you want to do Invincible Season 3 first, or do you want to talk about Ty first?
Let's talk about Ty.
Okay, because that's kind of an interesting.
This is really interesting.
We kind of got to do this with you when you watched Season 1 for the first time.
Yeah.
Now you're getting to do it again with Ty.
And it's a little bit different than whenever you guys did it with me, because he's sitting like 6 feet away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whenever he
actually
watches
is
it.
quite different.
And
I guess it's more like how you watched Avatar for the first time.
yeah,
with me.
exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Except for we were much closer because we were just on a couch like this.
We were actually
And we were just like
most
this.
of the time.
Yeah. And I was like, Iroh is the best, or whatever, know.
Yeah.
Logic.
And I haven't listened to his new stuff lately. Anyways, but yeah, we were just in there, and and so we start watching Invincible, and I've been telling him for a long time now.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
You got to.
You have to watch it.
Right.
And he told me today, he was like, this is so good. I'm so glad we're watching it. Because he was like,
thank God he finished The Rookie, so he
Oh,
could
yeah.
start a
Yeah,
new
Thank
TV
goodness
show.
Nathan Fillion took a break to film Superman.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I can't watch this right now. He's just like,
hey, to be fair, The Rookie is really good.
Hey.
It's better than I thought it was going to
really,
be.
Here's
I've
the
watched
thing.
enough clips.
it's nowhere near Castle,
Uh-huh.
but hot damn, is it pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like, my dad was like, son, you ever see that show, The Rookie? I said, with Nathan Fillion? I said, yeah. Is that old boy from Firefly, huh? I said, yeah, absolutely.
Deep cut, yeah.
Yo,
Loved it.
you want to hear a deep cut? A Nathan Fillion deep cut? You know the first thing I ever saw Nathan Fillion in?
Slither.
No.
Damn.
What?
Dr. Horrible's sing-along
with
blog,
Neil Patrick
dude.
Harris.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
First thing I ever
Did you
saw.
see it on the CW?
No, dude.
They dropped one on the CW when Ray and I were in high school.
Okay.
It was like a Halloween special, I think they did. It was
Okay.
specifically for the CW, right when like season 2 of Riverdale, like all these big Vampire
Okay.
Diaries was like season 6 in, It's like,
So they had a Dr. Horrible sing-along blog like sequel thing?
yes, like a Halloween thing.
Okay, no. I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness, dude. Okay.
I haven't seen it at all. And my wife, when we first started dating, she showed that to me.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, this is cool. But here's the thing about me is I like musicals
Yes.
a lot.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I'm a musical guy. I even like Wicked. Like Wicked was a good watch for me.
It
was long.
I've officially watched it during the summer. We went to Colorado to see my buddy Cameron get married. Chaz and I did, and I said, because in the midst of where we were at the time, Mean Girls, the movie that they didn't release as a
Right.
musical,
Oh, yeah,
just
that
came
was
out
so
and fucking
weird.
flopped as it deserved. And I was like, well, that's it, guys. No more good musicals for the rest of the year.
Right.
And then TikTok said, hey, Doug, go fuck yourself. You're wrong. Here's why you're wrong. And then I went and watched the movie, and I did a whole press episode of just like, hey guys, Dougie's wrong. This movie was a masterpiece.
It was good.
It was really, really good, man. It was way better. Like, when I think of bad musicals, I think of Mean Girls. I think of Cats. Like, I think of all the new version of Cats. Let's be very clear. What the fuck? Like, even some of the Disney movies nowadays, what they sing, they're not good. They're not good. And Wicked, the entire way through, I was just like, man, they keep doing it.
It's good.
They keep doing it.
It's good. And why can't I think of her name? Who's the actress who?
Ariana or
Cynthia Erivo.
yeah, Cynthia Who plays Elphaba?
Yes.
Yeah, Cynthia.
She wants to play Storm, right?
Yeah.
I think I might have learned that from your guys' podcast.
Yeah.
And you guys were like, no, you're just too good for it.
No, you're way
She's far above it.
So,
that you're so no that you don't need to do that. I don't
Yeah.
think I want to see the interview of her actually saying that because I don't think
you don't think she said it?
no
Yeah.
I think some press might have seen or someone was like she's on the red carpet and it's like hey who do you want to be in the X-Men universe and she's just like
First
Storm.
African American woman I can think of, Storm.
yeah, Halle Berry was a fucking pioneer. You know?
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
I could see that, but I don't think she would be a good Storm personally.
Okay.
I think she could be way better in the DC universe. I think she has that. I think she doesn't need to be a superhero. Period.
Okay.
She doesn't need to sign a 7-movie deal because she won't. Like
Yeah, there needs to be. She needs to have her range, her pick.
Yeah. And
Yeah, she's really good.
She started her role way different than like Tom Holland did.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I were talking about this the other day, right? Whereas like actors are like you can't fuck off with going to like, oh, I've done Spider-Man 1 through 3. I'm gonna go take a 4-year break and do some other things.
Yeah,
they suck. Every movie that you do sucks. You know why?
Because you're Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yep. I think Cynthia's in a great level of mobility and where she can go do like any role she wants and still be that bitch who is Elphaba. Like, she's that one. Like that's. You know, like that Defying Gravity was viral. You know what I mean?
And you know that she did really good because all of her, like, that little mishap she had where she was complaining about fans doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
Gone.
like, people were still like...
Gone. It was over.
Because you try that when you make Snow White or something.
Thank you.
And it doesn't. And I listened to what you said. You could not be more wrong.
Thank you.
You could not be more wrong.
I love it. I didn't like Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah, I didn't like her,
cannot like her.
It has nothing to do with her being Hispanic.
She didn't ruin the movie.
It has nothing
No,
to do-
she
It's
did.
Gal
She did.
Gadot,
She did.
dude.
No.
From
She's
every
getting
press
scapegoated
release-
so hard,
When she
bro.
would start
She's a
saying like,
22-year-old
ugh,
woman.
we don't need it. We could actually cut the man out. All that stuff.
Thank
like,
you.
gross. No. Dude, yes, it's her
Noted
fault.
Snow White fan Brad Houston.
It's her fault. I have a 6-year-old daughter. Yes, I'm a Snow White fan.
You know what movies he probably really enjoys? The Little Mermaid,
Yep.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come on. And guess what? All the live actions, I'll look dead in whatever camera. All the live action Disney movies, I don't like them. They all stink. But guess what? I've seen them and they're fine.
Yeah.
And my daughter, she loves them. Okay? She notices no differences in anything other than the, these are
Hair
real people
color.
and this is cartoons.
Yeah,
or the
hair
hair color
color.
thing, like I
What
told you.
t-shirt
I
they're
will
wearing.
say, out of
You
every
guys didn't
live
listen
action,
to my full statement then, because this is
No, we
exactly what
did.
I fucking said.
I-
my
I-
final statement was any publication putting out a hit piece on her is because of pro-Palestine. Anything else is because she was
Nope.
talking shit on Snow White.
Yes, and that's
Yes,
what,
the
you don't
general
get to be-
public.
Hey, here's billions of dollars that we're gonna
How
throw
am I
in this
wrong,
movie.
though?
We're
How
gonna
are you
give
saying
you
I'm wrong
millions
about
of
that?
dollars. Pretend you
we're
like it,
agreeing
baby.
on this part.
She's an
She
actress.
didn't like Snow White and she talked shit on it. That's
She's
why
an
the general
actress, baby.
public has
Like
a
it.
problem.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
That's what I said. Bad PR training. But
Yeah,
the hit
dude.
pieces from publications, that is Disney throwing her under the bus, dude.
No, it's
that is
not, dude.
Gal
Oh,
Gadot was in this movie and she's not getting blamed for it, dude.
because you can,
That's crazy.
you can look
It's
like that and
scapegoating her
act as
so
bad as you want.
hard.
It's totally fine. People are still going to go to a movie to look at her. It doesn't matter. Why do you think she keeps getting roles? Because of how she looks. People will look at her, dude. They say, that's bad acting, but we can look past it, dude. We will look past that bad acting. They didn't go
None of
because
her movies have
Rachel
performed
Ziegler
good.
was,
Wonder Woman 84 tanked. All of her movies have done
but
terrible.
how the DVD sales go, brother? They went
Probably
good.
terrible.
They went good
It's
because people watch
physical
them at
media.
home.
This is so wild.
I don't even know what you're arguing.
This is
We're saying
wild to see
basically the
other side
same
of Brad.
thing.
Because here's the thing. I am 100% on Ray's side in this.
Yeah, we're almost saying the same thing. You're just mad about something.
Any big publication list essentially threw them under, and that when they added Rachel Ziegler, it was because she was
It's
pro.
pure
She was strictly pro.
scapegoating. Because
But
of the
when-
one, it
I never heard anything
directly
about
goes
that.
in
When- so I had to
contrast
look
with
into it when Ray wrote-
Gal
when Ray
Gadot's
wrote.
Zionist
And
views.
so-
Like it goes directly in contrast, and that is the genuine reason.
That's right with the
But the general
publications.
public, yeah, it's because she talked
they
shit
saw
on Snow
every
White.
interview that her and Gal Gadot did, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Well, do we
Which
need a
I'm
man
sorry,
in this?"
it's
What-
fucking creepy. It creeped me out as a kid. The Snow White cartoon. That shit would creep out a kid. I can see it.
Well, it was from like the
I can see it.
70s.
Yeah, and so did the Page Master.
How did she
Macaulay
like?
Culkin, but it was still okay.
The woman playing Snow White shouldn't say that, but that movie could be fucking
okay,
creepy.
we got him.
I said this last episode. I said it's bad
when
PR.
we edit it,
You don't even listen.
Part.
He doesn't even listen to our podcast.
No, I do.
He listens to the podcast until he has a response, and he tunes us out.
No,
that's what he
dude,
does.
that's not
This
true.
is exactly what I said.
Yesterday, I was
My
watching
opinion hasn't changed from the last episode.
No, I know, but we caught you, dude. Listen, yesterday.
This is what I said.
No, let me finish what I'm saying, dude. You're making an oopsie right now.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Yesterday, I was listening to your podcast, and I was working out in the gym because I knew I was coming here, and I said I gotta look my best. So I'm working out hard, and I'm listening to you freaking blabber on at the mouth about how it's not her fault.
See,
here's the thing.
Blabber on. That's disrespectful.
I heard I heard everything you said
me.
because I love you so much. I listened to everything you said. But dude, think about this. There couldn't be a hit piece on her if she would have just been like, dude, I loved making the movie. Dude, it was great. Snow White was fantastic when I was a kid.
I disagree.
No,
I disagree.
How could they make a hit piece if she didn't say anything?
That's not why she's getting hit piece, bro.
What you were saying
the core
about
issue.
the pro-Palestine.
It's pro-Palestine.
Right.
That's why she's getting hit piece.
I know, but what I'm saying is this. They wouldn't have anything to throw together to say, look at how she acted.
Yes, they would. Look at when the Marvels failed, they threw anything out there at those women.
She made it
failed.
Okay, how about
it
this?
Doesn't
she
matter
made it
what
easy.
she did. They were gonna have
it on him.
No,
okay, well, fine. I guess she made it easy because she did talk shit on Snow White. But
I think you were more leaning towards the pro-Palestine being the reason that the movie failed. Is based on the podcast. I think that's what he's taking from it because
the movie failed because it sucked.
Yes.
I mean that's just clear. But
the reason it sucked wasn't pro-Palestine and hit pieces. It was because of
the reason she's getting scapegoated.
The 3 years.
That's what I'm saying.
The 3 years of them being pushed back of like the delays and writer strike.
Yeah.
But every interview they did was, well, do we need a man? Well, I want to change this. That creeped me out as a show.
Yeah. Bad PR.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like you said last episode. Yeah, bad PR, the whole nine. And you said, like you said last episode, Snow White should not be talking shit about her own movie. At that basis of principle alone, fired. That's it.
And that's the thing. It's
fired.
Like, why does a movie succeed or fail?
Because it's good. I don't know.
Because how many bad movies throughout the years have actually been box office hits because the promotion for it was good enough to get enough people coming?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons.
But whenever we're seeing interview after interview of, that's weird. I'm Rachel Ziegler. And Snow White's weird, and we're gonna change
he really did
it.
See Snow White. That's spot on.
You know, and then it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
That's just social media for you, man.
That's all we get anymore.
And you see it on.
That's all we get.
8 different accounts on 4.
That's why you got to be smarter.
But most kids aren't 28 and in their 30s, or you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be looking at Daily Report or Vanity Fair, so they're going to watch TikTok clips of her and Gal Gadot with puppies talking shit about men. They don't need a snow.
Exactly.
That's kind of creepy how he had to do that. Like, really, no consent. And it's like, oh, what the fucking fuck are you doing to Snow? Now you're ruining Disney because this and this. It's like, what? No, bad. It's like, don't make Zootopia then. Those animals shouldn't be alone. They don't get together in the ecosystem. Don't start nitpicking every little bit because you don't deserve a job. You don't deserve the role at that point. Because if it was any other person, if it was like, say Pedro Pascal went out public, was like, yeah, I've never been a fan of any comic book movie.
Let's go.
I really don't like comic book movies. I get it, I guess. I don't
think that's the same thing. Snow White's not as big as Fantastic Four. That's not at all the same thing. It's not the same thing.
I know it's not the same thing, but it's the closest thing we have.
No, it's like
it's the same situation.
It's a false equivalency because he hasn't said any of those things. Like it's not like
that's what I'm saying. And we're living in a made up world where if he did,
y'all are mad at a made up situation
now.
No.
What I'm saying is it's the same premise of Rachel Ziegler, right? So if it went through. Constantly, I hated Fantastic Four. I didn't like the actors.
We're just forgetting Gal Gadot was in this movie.
No, you're absolutely correct.
No, I will never forget Gal Gadot's in this movie.
But
and she might be, but like if I've already explained that
it's the Rachel Ziegler thing. It's like a Pedro Pascal was like, I hated Fantastic Four growing up. The comics, I didn't like it. I
thought it was weird.
Yeah, I really wish the dynamic.
Well, they
should have
fired her, but they didn't. They still made the movie.
Exactly.
Right. So
that was the mistake, maybe.
But if it was still like, well, I'm here to get a bag, you know what I mean? Like people would be like, well, we're not gonna fuck with your movie because we don't believe. It's the same premise of like how I took it as like,
why is it a big enough deal to y'all? It wasn't a big enough deal to Disney to fire her. Why are we mad about it?
It's not, and I'm not mad.
That's
I
what
just want you to
you
admit
just
that
yelled
I'm
for
right.
14
I want it to be
minutes.
clear that it's not pro.
We're saying the
Palestine.
same
It's because
thing.
she shit on the biggest publication
yeah.
and biggest streaming platform that owns every studio in the world essentially right now. She was like, hey, this franchise that you signed me to
back
do
from the 40s was creepy.
yeah, I think we need to change.
And also, we need to get rid of the man.
I want to change up the entire premise
And
of of the movie that you hired me to be the main star of. I want to change all of this. And here's why it sucked back then. Here's why I didn't like it, nor did I watch it, nor did I watched it once. I thought it was creepy.
Yeah.
If you downplay or you dog shit your own movie to do the live action remake.
But it's not her movie, though. She wasn't in that movie.
I know, but here's the thing, though. It's still the story. So
Beyonce Knowles isn't going to go up and be like, you know who really fucking sucked in that movie? Like like The Lion King back in the day? Like, I really hated Billy Crystal as Timon.
Training.
Billy Crystal was
a villain.
Right.
That's what, it's
No,
just bad,
No, she's not a
bad
villain.
PR
She just
training
made
of a
bad
22-year-old
plays.
woman.
She just made bad plays. And the thing is okay, how about this? Can we agree that maybe it was an amalgamation of both things?
I believe I said that in the last episode.
I didn't.
At the end.
Okay, well, there
I
you
said
go.
it's a mix of both.
Okay,
things.
busted.
Again,
Busted. I was probably in the middle of a heavy
You had
set.
tuned me out, and you were already thinking about how you were going to prove me wrong.
And I did. But that's for you to decide.
You just yelled for 14 minutes
I did
about
like
how you hate
Brian
women.
immediately was just like, hey, Doug, watch this. And then he turned and went. And just went off.
I don't even remember
at the
what
end, you didn't
started
even
this.
say anything. We're just
I
at
said
where
a
we
lot.
started
I know,
at the end of last episode.
Yeah.
No,
we're at
but-
the same spot.
But now
You've just
you
yelled
know
at me
that
for 14
But
minutes.
now you know there's more people that don't believe in you.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
What is this fucking Mr. KIDD's first project? Like, I get it, guys. Four streams on SoundCloud for a whole album. I get it.
But what were we talking about before that?
You just started yelling.
We were talking about Rachel Ziegler, and we were talking
Why
about.
were we talking about her?
Who knows? You'll find out when you're editing.
Oh, well,
17.
I'll tell you this. So, talking about like because we were talking about casting. We were talking about casting.
No, we weren't.
I thought we were. Anyways, it don't matter. Anyways, I'm watching Invincible with Tyler.
Right. Let's get back to that.
Okay, so we'll get back to that part. And so he was like, "Yeah, I don't really know if I want to watch it, you know." And I was like, "You know, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it." So we started it last night because he came over the house, stayed over, and we watched the first episode, dude. And he was watching it. He was watching it for sure. And then he was like, just kind of like passively watching it. And it said Invincible, you know. I said, put your phone down. I said, put your phone down, dude. I'm not even watching it. I'm watching you watch it. Right?
Live reaction.
Yeah.
And because I wanted to see it.
I've
dude.
done that with people with Teen Wolf. Boom. Fuck you, Brad. You said I got solid. You said I got lazy with it. Fuck that. I've done that with people on Teen Wolf. Got it. Anyway, go ahead.
And so he's watching it, and all the heroes are getting their alerts. And in my head, I'm like, dude, here it comes. And he's watching it, and then they all get there. And then all of a sudden, here comes Omni-Man. And he's like, what? And he's slaughtering him. He's like, he's sitting up. He's like, he's just killing him. He's like, why is he killing him? He's like, and then he's like, he's just watching him get slaughtered, right? Spoiler warning. I mean, it's been out for
5 years, something like that.
57 years.
Yeah,
You should have watched it at this point. And he's just
Y'all
like,
didn't catch up on season 1 between the mid-season break of season 2.
oh
Go fuck
yeah,
yourself.
yeah, at this point. And so he's watching, and he's just like, they just killed every good character, like every cool character. They just killed them off. And he said that happens in shows sometimes, but never in the first episode. And I was like, oh, dude, just
You
wait.
gotta get attached to them too, man.
They
give you their
kinda do.
backstory, show you a little bit.
especially
on the
Red
job.
Rush.
Yeah, they really do a good job setting it up.
Yeah.
You're about to watch a lot of those.
I was
And-
genuinely devastated for Red Rush. I wanted more.
Yeah.
I wanted more of him in the series.
Somehow the only fucking speedster too in
That's
the
what I-
series.
I was
That's
just
the
gonna say, I was
crazy
like,
thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's
fucked
the
up that, like, out of
crazy
everyone,
thing.
he's the only one alive or round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird as fuck.
But yeah, he's the only one. And then like you know, kind of heartbreaking. You see Martian exercising with the kid
Oh,
and like
yeah.
the really
Oh, yeah.
messed up apartments, you know.
Yeah, dude.
And then like leaves, and she's like, "I want to go," and he's like, "No, you stay." Good thing she stayed because man, Omni-Man would have ripped her apart.
She should have
Like-
put up as good a fight as Green Ghost.
Oh
probably.
gosh. And then so he's watching it, and then it's like, okay, we'll watch another episode. And at this point, he's like, what is gonna happen, you know? And so it's interesting to watch with him there because, and I have to like consciously think like, okay, just be quiet. And the only thing you can say is like, oh yeah, just wait. And he'll ask me a question. I'll say, I don't know, man. You're just gonna have to watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he's going through the same processes that I remember going through, but I would like have to text you.
Yeah.
Like and so I'll ask him questions just because I want to see where he's at. I'll be like, so what do you think about Cecil? You know?
Yeah.
You got to remember, so we're on like episode 5 now or something.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm like, what do you think about Cecil? And he'll be like, I don't know, man. I don't think I like him. And I was like, okay. And then I'll be like, what do you think about? He'll be like, Rex is a piece of crap, dude. Like, I do not like Rex at all. And in my head, I was like,
You're gonna eat those fucking words, son.
He's gonna break your
I was
heart.
like, he's gonna hurt you, man.
He's gonna hurt. You're gonna call someone after this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. I was like, oh man. I said, yeah, he is, man. He is. And in my head, I'm like,
You have no idea.
you're mad at him now. You're gonna be mad later. And then he'll be like, already, dude. It's one of those cool things where he's like, oh man, Invincible should just not even date Amber and just go out with the redhead, man. Just go out with the redhead. You don't have to hide anything.
Giving Amber a chance.
No.
And
And rightfully so.
Can I
Amber's.
say I hated Amber from the first episode?
I didn't. At first, I did not
I
hate
don't
her.
get the hate.
No.
I guess as hatred as she grows as a character as the season goes on, but not at first.
No, I
Yeah.
immediately thought, okay, well, if they're killing everyone, there's no way she's gonna be cool with him not, like, him ditching her all the time and just like him not telling her like when she's like, I'm invincible, she's like, yeah, I know, I'm mad you didn't tell me. He's like, well, I wanted to protect you. She was like, I can understand, Mark. And then Anissa shows up and she's like, I want to break up. I deserve better than this.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You deserve every little bit of stress. I hate. You're a terrible character. You're one of the worst girlfriends in fucking comic book history.
Human would probably react to that. I don't know.
No, absolutely not. You should
I
have
think
fucking left. You don't get to. You're gonna be
I
stubborn.
feel like your feelings are as someone that has read the comics and knows what Mark knows, and you're like, yeah, fuck you, Amber. You're a piece of shit for not feeling like this.
no, it's just logical.
But you're like, if I was sitting there as Mark's girlfriend, you're like, I wouldn't be mad. I feel like that's where your feelings are coming from.
no, it's coming
because
from-
that's crazy.
It's strictly coming from her getting mad.
What?
It's all of her getting mad at Mark for all of
It
this.
was bullshit when she was like, yeah, I know you're invincible.
Yeah.
that was. I was like, what the fuck?
He's like, what do you want?
But breaking up over Anissa, like
No,
grabbing her by the neck, dude. I'm
No,
with her
absolutely
on
not.
that.
The
That's
issue
fine.
is
Get
him
the
being
fuck
like, I
out
didn't
of there.
want
Yeah,
anyone to know my
let's
identity
leave.
because
Let's
they'll
leave.
hurt people that I love. And she took it as like, oh, what? I can't protect.
Well, sure, she's a cocky 19-year-old.
Yeah,
dude.
so go
she gets
fuck your-
she gets
your-
one taste of it, and
Yeah.
she's like, okay,
Your
I was
stubbornness
wrong. Let me
is
grow
the-
as a
No,
character.
But
and
think
get
about
out
this.
of here, dude.
But think about this. After that thing happened,
Yeah.
and she leaves, we don't see her again
Good.
until season 3.
When she's with that dude that she saw at the sorority party or at the frat
Yes,
party.
and then
Greg
like
or
her
something.
vibe is way different after
Yeah.
that. Like I think that like she was like it did not work out. It would not have worked out, and this
Yeah.
is not something that I can deal with. And in like even I'm not even tripping over the I know you're invincible thing. Like I
Yeah.
didn't even trip over that. I was like, she's not dumb. She's a smart
Yeah, she's
person.
smart.
Yeah,
And
she's so fucking smart, but wouldn't leave him. That's so, like, it's not...
I mean, she's
not, it's not the Mary Jane effect. It's not the same sense of it. It's the strict stubbornness and I'm better than you, I'm smarter than, better than you, Mark, until all of a sudden it's everything that Mark was terrified of and told her what was going to happen. And she's just like, I don't want to do it. Yeah, he told you from the fucking beginning, you're a bad person for trying to continue to do this while he's stressed the fuck out. You have no idea. Like, you're a bad person. You're a bad person.
Well, she hasn't read the comics, dude. If she'd read the comics, she'd probably be more empathetic.
The other thing
She's
is
a 19-year-old. I don't know. I think she's kind of making realistic decisions. Like,
also, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, when we're outside of time, we're manipulating time, and we're we're outside of time. We're looking at everything, and we're like, oh, while she's mad at him, he's like fighting for his life.
He's on Mars,
or he's on Mars or something. And she's just like, well, like this guy,
again.
He's gone again, and I don't know why, and he's not telling me why, and it's like she's got confidence in herself, Obviously, she fought a big bully for him when they first met, And she's just like, dude, I kind of like here, and I'll say this as a person, and you probably feel the same way as a person with a daughter. Mm-hmm. I want her to have that sense of like, oh, this guy isn't doing it for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm obviously not, and she doesn't know that he's like a crime fighting superhero.
No, it's not about her leaving him. I'm
just getting angry.
Just leave in general. You should have left a long time ago. If it's so, like, I wish my daughter was like that. By the 5th, he missed a date, he ditched me, he bailed on me. Mm-hmm. She should have left a long time ago then. If it comes to having a daughter, that.
How long have you been in a relationship wasn't working?
What?
How long have you been,
me personally,
been in a relationship that it wasn't working, but you just kept trying?
That's not fair.
It is very fair.
No, you know why it's not fair? Because I'm not a fucking superhero. Don't do that. I'm not a fucking superhero. First
I'm
of
just
all,
saying.
None of us would be friends if I was a superhero. We wouldn't be podcasting right now if I was a superhero. I don't have the time. Who's got the time?
But we're taking the superhero aspect out. You said this. You said she keeps getting mad at him. He's not showing up. They're not working. But why didn't she leave at the very beginning? I'm asking you, like, you've probably stayed in relationships way longer than you probably should have. And so maybe we need to give her a little bit of understanding.
And here's the thing.
No.
She probably figured out he's invincible really fucking early.
Yeah.
So she's probably pretty damn forgiving on all the times that he blew her off. Because she's like, he's doing some important shit.
Nah, fuck that. I still stand by.
Dude, again, why do we keep having... I either got you on my side or you on my side. But we can't all be together.
She's such a good character for Eve, though. Like, in the same way, like, it's weird that Rex is a good ex-boyfriend to Eve.
Yeah.
Like, Amber really is a weirdly really good ex-girlfriend to both
Rex
of them.
a fucking superhero who understood and, spoiler alert, Ty don't watch this part, got shot in the fucking head.
But maybe... And
had a little bit of an epiphany of like, man, I was a really bad guy. I understand that I want the best.
Fine. That's fine.
So maybe we
can't have character growth because she didn't get shot by a lizard? Like, she had character growth after they broke up, and she's... Like, they had the soup kitchen episode.
No, they're
like,
much better as
the
friends than they were ever together. I'm not denying that Amber's not a good friend. What I'm saying, they should have left a long fucking time ago. She was a bad fucking person, in my opinion.
She's a bad person for still loving her boyfriend even after she figured out he's a superhero?
Goddamn right.
Why?
You're goddamn right.
Why does that make her
He's
a
out to
bad
lunch.
person?
We're not going to get anywhere on this.
Thank you.
He stopped listening to us a long time ago.
I was in the middle of a heavy set,
Yeah, there we go.
But that's the thing
that's wild to think.
So that's where Ty already, he's like, don't even waste your time. He's kind of like
he's not even giving her a chance.
He's not giving her a chance. Don't waste your time. When the redhead understands everything, and that's funny. Like, I keep saying the redhead because he kept saying the redhead. Yeah. And I was like, oh, just wait, man. She's so freaking cool.
That's quite different. Tyler seems dismissive of her
dismissive
Doug's
of
just
her.
on some hate and shit. You know?
Yeah.
That seems a little different.
Very rare.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I would
rare.
say that's kind of rare.
One
for you.
every 20 episodes, I'm just a big hate piece in. You know what I mean? One every 10 episodes. You know.
And so then he's like, I don't know what's going on with that robot guy. Like because at this point he's like he's good, but then he's like breaking people out of jail and he's stealing blood and like I don't know what's going on with him, you know. And then he's like he's got to figure it out, right? Like that's how people are. We have to figure out. And he's like oh, Rex sucks. So he's going to clone Rex and kill the real Rex so that they can have a good Rex.
Piss you off when he's kind of right. I'm predicting shit
You
like that.
a little bit.
I remember watching Avatar with you for the first time and hearing you predict Iroh, Zuko, Katara, Sokka, hearing you just predict random parts of their story that was 100% true.
It
pissed me off to a level that I can't describe.
It's
the first time you saw Iroh, you character clocked him, dude. You had his whole fucking character arc as soon as you saw him.
Oh yeah, I do remember
me
that.
So fucking mad.
Yeah, I remember that because I was like, oh, this is a good written story.
Yeah.
Like what happens in good written stories, and that when I said all those things, I was like, that's what would happen if I wanted a good story.
I respect that.
And it just happened to be good, and because I legitimately. I didn't watch anything on it. I didn't know anything about it until you guys showed me. And to be quite honest with you, the only reason we watched it is because just me and you were stranded in the middle
with the car.
Yeah, and he had to. But we were legitimately stuck in a place and we had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And so we just
I think
watched
I even
through
had
it.
to call Tay to get my mother-in-law's Netflix login to log into the Airbnb.
Because if not, we were there. It was like we had very few groceries. It was like when I was growing up again.
There was no ride service out there.
No
Like,
ride
it was
service.
A small town.
Love it.
And then
Beautiful.
to walk, it was down a mountain and then across a huge river.
Oh yeah,
Walking across a bridge.
and
to
we
get
weren't
to
going
the
to do
town.
that.
Fuck that.
We weren't
Oh
going to
my
do
God,
that.
No, I understand.
We wouldn't have made
we
it.
watched seasons of Avatar just back to back to back.
Like we aren't, Chance and Shadow and Sassy. We're not making that walk. You know what I mean?
I respect that.
Let's talk about Invincible, man.
Oh, yeah.
Invincible
Okay.
season 3.
Last
are we even
couple
done
things.
with Tyler?
Last couple things about Tyler. Okay, number
All right.
one. First,
You went
Eve's
in
dad-
so confident.
Eve's dad shows up first time. He said, "Oh, I hate him."
Oh, immediately.
Immediately,
That's a
because
good man. That's a
he
good
was
man.
he was talking, and rightfully so, of course. He was talking about like, oh well, I don't want you doing this now that you're not with Rex anymore. And Tyler was like, oh God, I hate this guy. And then he said, whoever that lion guy is cool. He's like, that guy's cool, man. And I was like,
Yes.
he said, I said, later on you'll question why he's here right now. And he said, what's his name? I said, his name is Battle Beast. And I said, it will not be the last time you see him.
Battle Beast is his kind of character.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you saw during the last podcast, they're doing a comic book run that we're very excited about. 400,000 copies of the issue 1.
That's insane.
400,000.
It's already out. I didn't know
It
that
comes out
one.
in May. But
Oh.
they've already fully paid for 400,000 copies of
Dude,
that book.
that's got to be crazy.
That's insane. As a spin-off, you know what I mean? Insane.
Because it wasn't like that popular before, and then the show come out.
It wasn't. Like, it came out in, like, early 2000s,
I feel
right?
like
You said?
more
Yeah, it
underground
came out in
though.
03.
Like,
It was
other things-
decently popular,
I
but it
feel like-
wasn't.
Well, I feel
No,
like
it
other
wasn't nearly
things
what it is.
from that comic book company were like Spawn was really
Spawn
big.
was far more popular.
The
and
Walking
then
Dead.
Walking
Walking
Dead was
Dead.
way more popular. Yeah, Walking Dead I think was really the only reason he got Invincible to print so easily and so like early.
Which, by the way, to me, Invincible is his best.
Oh,
that
God.
I've read.
I love the
I've
Walking
read a little
Dead
bit-
comic though.
I read a little bit of the comic.
I liked
Yeah.
it much better than the show. in the
Oh,
end.
yeah.
It was way different.
Here's
but
what I
really
can't
liked
stand.
it.
I can't stand when people are huge Walking Dead fans and then will not watch Invincible. I cannot
Yeah,
stand
that
it.
doesn't make any
I
sense to
cannot
me.
stand it.
That-
It makes me so mad.
That logic hurts my soul. To think
Dude,
that
let's
there are
go
people
into
like
this
that.
then. Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you think of Negan as Conquest then?
The voice.
Yes, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay, me and
I
you
liked
disagree.
the one line read, maybe.
Which
one
one?
or two. The I'm so lonely or whatever. They don't even give me a name, just a purpose or whatever. I loved that one.
Yeah.
Most of the other ones, especially Stand Ready for My Arrival Worm, did not fucking like.
Didn't like it.
Didn't
How about
like
how'd
I
you
Conquest.
feel?
respect that. As I rewatched it recently, and
Especially the Stand Ready for My Arrival Worm. I think
That
I was
one.
just so soured on it that unless it was phenomenal, like the I'm so lonely.
yes, that
I was
part,
just not a fan.
chills. That part was
That part was so good.
And
yeah.
here's the thing. You said something to me that Brad had thought immediately.
Oh yeah.
Because they were like, oh, they're probably not
Oh,
gonna do the Anissa thing.
Dude, I didn't. Yeah,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
And so he had a theory, and you were like, no fucking way. And I went, nope, I felt the same way. And then about a week and a half later, I'm at work.
Thinking about it more.
And Brad came in to my work and saw me. He was like, hey, man. And I said, hey, I want to let you know, I had the same theory. And he goes,
Oh,
right,
dude.
you know.
It felt that way.
It felt like
I didn't get that at
Conquest
the
was
time. I can see where you're coming
real
from. for
lonely.
sure.
Real
Yeah,
lonely.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
you, Mark. You special.
Yeah.
Hold my pocket. You know what I
Your
mean?
hair's
Like,
Yeah.
that's- I
yeah.
fully.
And I was
I'm glad I
like,
wasn't the only one that thought that.
I was like, this is take a weird turn.
Yeah. They said, oh, they're not going to do Anissa, but they'll do. Okay.
This is like a weird turn.
This is-
Because you know that was after the blood heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
One
what
of the, most
fuck was
unhinged. Is
Oh
he?
my God.
Now, as a
that?
con,
Why does he know that shape?
yeah. Well, but he's seen it before. He's
No,
well,
that's not
it's
what a
shape.
heart
That's
looks
not what a
like.
heart looks like. I
Why
don't
does
know
he
what
know
I'm saying.
that shape,
That's what a
dude?
cartoon
Where did he
heart
go to
looks like.
elementary school? That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Damn.
He shouldn't know that shape, dude.
He shouldn't know that. shape.
Unwatchable. I'm actually
Oh
changing
wow.
my rating
That's
of the
not
finale.
canon.
Well, he wouldn't know that
9.7.
shape.
Damn.
He wouldn't know that shape. You just
That fucked
unlocked
me up.
something.
I didn't think about that till just now.
Oh.
Man.
He didn't know that shape.
I'm pissed.
Why did he do that?
I need Robert Kirkman to answer for this. Why? Why can he?
Damn.
Yeah.
Out of all the Twitter things that you sent me and all the things
Damn.
that we've seen on TikTok and everything else in the world, breaking down that episode and just Conquest in general,
Damn.
not once. How the
I
fuck do
would-
you know what that shape is?
Yeah, I never
dude.
thought about it.
We're the
because
first people ever.
Oh,
Clip it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. So,
Don't yell at us.
oh, my
What did we
God.
do?
Sorry, this is not just a Brad episode for volume. It's a Doug episode for volume as well. So, I'm on... okay, so... On Twitter, CinemaCon happened. They did Sony, they did Lionsgate, they
Yeah.
did DC, yada, yada, fucking yada, who cares? Then it was Superman time. First, a behind-the-scenes video featurette played on the big screen. It showed the cast and crew having fun filming, and a quote from Rachel Brosnahan. Ray, what is one thing we've said about James Gunn? 120 episodes to date. What was the one thing we said about James Gunn?
That we like him.
Nope. What's the one quote? What's our catchphrase?
We
for
trust James Gunn.
In James we
In
trust.
James we trust.
Okay. What did I just say? In James, over 120
Yes,
episodes.
a lot of them.
We love you. I'm Doug. He's Ray. Drink plenty of water. Be kind to one another. And always remember, in James Gunn we trust, my friends. Rachel Brosnahan had a quote for us and said, "In James Gunn we trust."
oh,
I
wow.
knew they watched.
Watch for the show.
I knew they watched.
I saw that at 6:41 this morning. I said, "Oh, that's for the podcast today. That's gonna make me lose my shit."
I knew they watched.
Oh man, that dude! I woke up and went, "What? Oh my god, that's awesome! Let's go!"
But yeah, how does he know that?
Yeah.
But
What the fuck?
overall, how do I like the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I do, but here's the thing, though. I would say I don't know. I mean, it wasn't perfect. 8.5 maybe.
Ray had the thought of Britt, Jonathan Banks, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
From Breaking Bad and shit like that.
Yeah, the guy that played
He would've
Mike
been-
Ehrmantraut.
Yeah, he would have been a much better Conquest
Okay.
than Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I don't know, just
I
that
wholeheartedly
low,
agree.
menacing, monotone.
But he
vibe.
just
I feel like it
wants-
was closer to
Here-
what I envisioned.
He just wants the
Conquest.
Walking Dead people.
Here's the
And
thing.
also, when you think about
Fair
those
play,
two
that made him a
actors,
millionaire, dude.
I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan could have been Krieg. And it could just been a one-off of just like,
Yeah. Who is Krieg? Is that
couldn't tell you. On top of my head, couldn't tell you. Doesn't
really?
matter.
Wasn't that SpongeBob? Not SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs.
Clancy?
Clancy.
No, that was Damien Darkblood.
General Krieg is really famous. Who is he?
I'll look it up in a second. Continue.
I don't know.
I think Krieg could have been Jeffrey Dean Morgan as just like
It's just a miss for me. Yeah,
yes,
because
100%.
Is Jeffrey Dean Morgan a traditional voice actor?
No, he's
not
never
the slightest.
voice acted
I didn't
before.
think so. I
He's
didn't think he
Negan and he's
was.
fucking Denny from
But
Grey's
that's the
Anatomy.
thing. I didn't watch The Walking Dead, but from everything that I'm seeing, this is like a payback episode. You know, his character killed him, and now we're going
Glenn
back. We
versus
have this,
Negan,
we
it's
have this,
Invincible and-
we have this conflict back. You know,
Yeah.
and also the other thing that probably makes it higher for me is I didn't have a preconceived notion of what his voice would sound like. So it was, I came in with like no expectations, a blank slate.
It is Clancy Brown. You're
Is it
100%
Clancy?
right.
was
I didn't
gonna
like
say.
it.
You didn't like General Krieg's?
Nope. I think it could have just been Jeffrey Dean Morgan and let him just fuck off for a little
Yeah.
bit. I get the whole premise. Of
I
like,
would have swapped him, dude.
Yeah, I
Clancy
like-
Brown's a big fucking name to not give Conquest.
he could have been
or
Dinosaurus.
something.
You know what I mean? He could have been something crazy. I'm sure he could be. You know, but
dude. I don't know.
But yeah,
So 8.5 out of 10.
yeah, I would say
overall.
8.5 out of 10. But the voice acting is so good, though.
yeah.
Overall, whenever it comes to
Yeah.
Invincible.
What did you think of the Viltrumite War? Or not the Viltrumite War, the Invincible War?
The Invincible War, it was fantastic.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It hurt
Yeah.
my heart.
Yeah. Genuine question, because we talked about this during the X-Men 97 episode of Gambit's death.
Mm-hmm.
I shook. Tears came out of me. Devastated for Gambit's death.
Mm-hmm.
Did tears come out of your face for Rex dying?
They didn't come
Did they
all the way
swell up?
out. They swelled up.
Okay.
Because number one, I thought we had more time.
Facts.
I thought we had more time.
Hey, buddy, as someone who's buried 11 friends,
Uh-huh.
you always think that.
Yeah, right? That's the thing is like, oh, well,
Hey, that's okay. It's okay. Don't be sad. They're laughing. I promise. They think it's fucking funny. All right.
but I did not see it coming personally until he was like, get out of here. You know what I mean? And then, but like you said previously, we should have known whenever he said, I'll be right back. We should have known. That's a classic
Did
trope.
you expect his like power level to be high enough to take out an Invincible? Like, were you
I thought
expecting that from him?
I thought he could figure it out. I thought. I mean, he's done it for a long time, and honestly, dude, they just redid Gambit from X-Men '97, and I thought for sure like he'll figure it out. He's got it.
I saw a comic panel that someone made, and it made me drop my phone, and I went and smoked a blunt outside out of frustration. Left my phone in. That's how mad I got. Because, same thing with the whole heart aspect of like, how the fuck does he know how to do that? They could have fixed it. He can explode anything he touches, Do you know what Invincible still had on? His detachable goggles. Mm-hmm. And the comic panel just showed, what do you have left? And he could have just went like that and grabbed his face, and I understand it probably went too fast, but like, couldn't even give us a fucking chance, dude. No, I was livid. I went,
that was a one-shot deal, dude.
I almost feel like, because if he would have done anything else, I feel like,
because
he wouldn't have taken them with him.
and it just barely. He threw his own goggles.
yes,
at him
but
and
if
it
he's
barely.
holding Invincible's face.
I think a better thing was, why didn't he just blow? But he would have killed himself anyways if he would have just grabbed the Invincible clone. You know what I mean? Like, if he would have just grabbed the Invincible clone and then blew his entire skeleton up.
Exactly. My entire goddamn skeleton, dickhead.
Yeah, right.
Such a good line, dude.
Man, that's cold.
And I'll be honest, like, I saw TikTok once, and I might have even sent it to her. That's all. Me and Ray's algorithm is the same now at this
Just
point.
Invincible edits.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I saw this one, and it was of this girl, and she was just out at dinner, just our lunch or whatever, and then like that song comes on, and she's like, every time. And I promise you, I don't know if I deliver for Amazon now, and I was scanning packets, and a car drove by, and that song, they were blaring that song, and I was like, no freaking way. I was like, dude, and it's so crazy, dude, how perfect, how perfect that song is for that moment.
Yeah.
If you look up the lyrics to that song, it's his story, especially with Shrinking Ray, because we don't get too much on Shrinking Ray, but she seems like a classy girl.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
But also, like, it's a man in the comics.
Yeah, right.
Which is
right.
Everything they've done. So
but they had to do it.
Yeah.
They had to do it because
so happy they did. So
without that, I wouldn't have cared as much about him.
Actually, how did the character arc work with him in the comics?
Yeah, because I haven't
in the
gotten
background. He
Oh,
was
really?
just, I think he may have fought the Lizard League or whatever. He may have showed up at the end when Rex was down or whatever, but he was just never a focus. It was kind of a continued joke.
How was Rex's character arc from him? Because
it was the same thing, but it didn't have Ray like progressing him. He still had the same like
character
wow, I
arc.
was a piece of shit. Let me make it right to
because there's that conversation with him and Robot
and
over
to Kate.
Yeah.
So he just tried to be.
He's like, I
person,
deserve
but,
this.
Yeah, I mean, by the time he goes out, he dies in the same way in the same time, obviously, but he's redeemed himself in similar ways. But it's not quite. You're not as attached.
He
to
hasn't
him.
found love.
Yeah.
It hurts when he dies in the comics, but it's not nearly.
Definitely
He's
not
not nearly
as
as
bad as
lovable
this.
by that point in the show.
Fair enough.
Dude.
Like he is in the show.
And so that song, and then, dude, I remember. So I was raised by my grandparents, and we were on our way to see the hospital because my grandpa's was in there for a while, and I was like, me and my wife literally we had a conversation, and we were just like, this legitimately might be the last time I see him, like ever. And dude, that song came on, and I was like, frick. We were just listening to that song.
Oh man.
And I never really like listened to the lyrics before, but the lyrics are like perfect for that character because he has that whole conversation about like, dude, this is all I've ever had. Like they bought me when I was a kid, you know? Yeah. And then he's just totally bought in to the narrative of he's not really worth much. And then you start to think like, this is why he was the way that he was previously, because he wasn't, he didn't have any kind of
guidance.
Self-worth.
Yeah, no one taught him.
No one taught him anything. He didn't have any kind of self-worth. He kind of masked his lack of self-worth with this bravado of I'm a superhero.
He knew
do whatever I want.
He knew brand deals and training regiments at 5 years old. He didn't know what love was.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And he never felt it before, and he didn't feel like probably that he was even worth love.
Yeah.
That's why he probably treated Eve the way he did. You saw before Ray that he treated women more as like kind of like just
a commodity. Just
whatever I can get, whenever I can get, however I can get,
however I'm feeling.
And you could see that he also treated people that way, where he gave off this kind of a vibe that he's better. And people do that sometimes, especially when they have low self-worth. They do that because they're trying to prove something to themselves through other people.
Right.
Like, I need you to know that I know how good I am and that I'm better than you. And it comes off as this weird, awful, kind of a mean, just douchey thing. And then now that once you get like that whole story with him and Ray, where he's talking about his childhood and all the trauma that he experienced, which is why we need a special. That's why we need one, even though the creator said there isn't one. I think you're a liar.
I hope he's lying.
But so it came off that way, and then when he almost died, he said like, my whole life flashed before my eyes, and like, I don't like who I am.
I was a dick.
He's just like, I don't like who I am. And then you could start to see that through his relationship with Ray, she poured into him that he mattered even in the smallest of ways.
Right, exactly.
Even in the smallest of ways, through I like her and she likes me, but not because like I'm a superhero or because I'm hot or whatever, but there's something in me that she sees, and it started to grow him.
Yeah.
You know? And right when we get that, dude,
he's gone.
They take him away. And dude, it hurt so bad.
Tragic, man.
And so going back to like when Ty is like, I don't like that guy. I'm thinking,
don't you fucking say that.
Yeah, I'm thinking, just
your
you
fist
wait,
is just
dude.
balled up
I'm
there.
like, no, I feel, I don't feel angry at him. I feel like, do you remember in that Adam Sandler movie where not Tommy, but why am I blanking on this Adam Sandler movie
Daddy,
where he's got to
Gilmore.
go back to school?
Oh, Happy Madison or Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, where he grabs that kid and he's like,
Don't you say that shit.
stay here for as long as you
Yeah.
can.
Stay young.
Yeah,
Be here.
yeah. He's like, don't you go to high school? I'm thinking to myself, like, he's like, man, Rex is a piece of crap. I said, stay there as long as you can. Think that he's a piece of crap, so that when they take him from you, you don't feel the pain that I feel.
There's a character in it's a twofer in Teen Wolf.
Yeah, there you go.
When Corey got out of the military, he had missed 2 seasons of Teen Wolf. And I was like, oh, well, you fucked up. Now we got to watch it. There's a character in season 4. The main character's girlfriend, she dies. And I already knew what happened. And that was Corey's favorite fucking character. Like, he could not wait to see how the love story went and progressed. Season 3, they broke up. Season 4, she's dating somebody else, but they're still like, they're destined to be together type shit. And then she fucking dies. And I'm doing this, watching Corey, and he goes, what? And he's out loud in Shiloh, in their house, in Shiloh's house. He just, why?
Yep, exactly.
He just starts crying.
Sick to his stomach,
he
man.
holds her. She's like, "You're my only love." What is going on, Doug?
Yeah,
He said, "Does she survive?" I was like, "I don't think so, man. Watch."
It's just one of those things where it's like
the slow-mo hand drop.
Oh.
He was like, pause it. He goes, "I can't. I'm not finishing this," and didn't watch a single episode after that. He was done.
Oh my God.
He was done.
He was out.
It
was
just
out.
emotionally fucking scarred him.
damn,
Rewatching that with Rex, watching that with Rex is just like, oh, Corey's okay.
Just like, dude, that it was his character arc needs to be studied. There's only, actually, okay, I take that back. There's only been one time where I've gone from, I cannot stand this guy, to this guy is the greatest. It was Rex and Jamie freaking Tart, where I'm like, I cannot stand this guy.
Nice.
And then I was like, oh, he's the best.
Fucking best. Yeah.
He's
out of
the
nowhere,
best,
he's
dude.
just the greatest.
Opposite reaction. I never expected to hate Nate more.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't expect that sniveling little pissant to be who he was going to be.
Yeah.
I fully expected him to just be with Teddy and teach him confidence.
Yep.
Eventually give him a bigger job as a coach.
Yep.
And
that it started to happen that way.
And you're like, oh, and then just little by little, you fucking hate him.
There's some people who do not need power at all.
Yep.
That's just all there is to it. There's people in life.
And Nate Shelley was one of them.
Nate Shelley was one of those people where they just do not need power. They're completely fine. They're completely content. Yeah. They're an asset. They're sweet. They're nice in that role. But you give them a little bit, and it goes straight to here, and they are awful.
Yep. You know what happens?
There's just people.
You know what happens when you give other people power? They get better, like Higgins.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
Still one of the best jokes.
Still one of the best.
Still one of the best.
And he's running. Yes. but yeah, so Rex dies, and I'm like, shoot. The Invincible War altogether was good. I like that you get to see Mark finally, like mid-fight, use his brain and figure out what's going on so that he can beat KSI in a fight. You know what I mean?
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. I'm about to fight all these freaking Invincibles.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's the thing, dude. Okay, live action casting, dude. He's got to be him.
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown is too handsome to be extremely Levy. I'm sorry. You're an incredible actor, dude. You're not extremely Levy live action.
I sent Ray a TikTok of someone saying, I want to be the live action Invincible. Do you remember who I sent you? And they said they were asking this actor, do you ever want to play a superhero? And he's saying, yeah, I actually do want to play a superhero. And they said, what superhero? And he said, I really want to be invincible. And I would have never, ever in a million years. And now I see it. I see it.
Can I guess some people? Is it Holland?
Nope.
Is it Chalamet?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Is it Finn Wolfhard? The kid from Stranger Things.
No.
Big nose.
Come on, I'm going to give him one more. And you don't know either?
I may remember.
Do you want me to give you a
Is
yes?
it any of the Cobra Kai dickheads?
Nope.
Okay, then no idea.
All right. Hear me out.
I'm really excited.
Hug me, brother.
Really?
Drake Bell.
Oh,
Yeah,
Drake?
Drake Bell says he wants to be Mark Grayson's Invincible. That's what he said. And here's the thing.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
interesting, yeah.
I don't hate it.
Timeline-wise, he can't do it.
Yeah.
He looks almost 40.
Yeah.
And also, I really want him to stay cool. Like, he needs to be half, Asian. I feel like, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I want him to stay true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let Derek Liu be him, because
Okay.
he's you ever watch Gen V, the boys spinoff?
I didn't, but I've seen
It's
the
guy-
actor you're talking about.
It's the guy that transforms into the girl as well. He's Asian American.
Okay.
And the other girl is Asian American as well. But he plays two different characters. I can swap back and forth. He would be a hell of an Invincible.
I bet so. I've seen a lot of fan casting. Here's what I'll say though. Okay, couple of hot takes that I'll say. I'll rapid fire them. Number one, I do not want a live action.
No.
I don't think they can do it.
Terrible
I
idea.
don't want them to do it. I think it's an awful idea. Do not do it. Number two, we don't care about the animation. Stop complaining about the animation. It's fine. Okay? Dump it into the voice actors. We do not care. Okay? It's good enough.
I like that. I like that take
They
because
save the budget for where it fucking matters.
Yes.
Like the
Like
KSI fight.
like the Conquest fight.
or the Conquest fight.
Logic,
Yes.
the Invincible War. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That logic, I respect that. Because the same way how Ray and I felt season 2. Is that Sterling K. Brown? Is actually
Yeah.
These actors this season are
Yes.
fucking incredible. Season
Exactly.
3 got even better. They had
Yes.
17 different Stephen Ewans. I heard they actually did a multiversal portal. Oh.
I would rather get the story out quicker.
Yes.
I would rather get good voice actors. I would rather them. It's like, okay, do I think that the animators need to get paid? 100%. That can't be an easy job. It's gotta be, but dude, like, do what you have to do to get these top level voice actors in the booth so that the story can continue.
Yep.
There are people out there who are not reading the comic books, and the story needs to continue.
They're doing so what the animation in season 3 was still at one of the best. And
Yeah.
they even got Aaron Paul to
Yeah.
show up as Powerplex. I really think season 3 is the best one yet, not just because of the Invincible
Yeah.
War, but the character, the voice acting that they came in, the animation was better, the story was better, and what they're ramping up for. He said they want to go 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
You know who's not complaining? Us 3.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here for our Invincible Season 3 recap. I've been Doug. This is Ray and Brad. Thank you so much for being here. Drink plenty of water. Please be safe, and we will see you guys next time.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
And credits? But I don't want it to end!